Exercise number 22. Ready? Start. If they want to carry on government, there are only two ways of doing that. One is the path laid down by Mahatma Gandhi, that is the establishment of Ram Raj, in which there is complete peace and freedom from crime and corruption of any kind. All of you can try to achieve it, but there is no doubt that you cannot get it overnight. The alternative to this method is a firm government backed by a strong army, strong navy, strong air force, and strong police, but ultimately governed by the will of the people. Under such a system, the government in office is entitled to the support of the people unless it follows a wrong path. Prafulla Babu is a servant of the people. They can place before him all their grievances, for he is not inaccessible like foreigners. Bengal should be proud of its ministry, its police, and its public services. It should teach them how to be good public servants. Similarly, the ministry cannot act in an irresponsible manner. The Public Safety Bill is being attacked because it is taken to be an encroachment on civil liberties of the people, but they forget that the bill is to be enforced by popular representatives. If our own men utilize the provisions of the bill to harass their political opponents, they cannot remain in office for a day. If therefore anybody wants to attack government on this plank, he is making a great mistake. They also say that the new ministry is behaving like its predecessors. Even if they did so, where was the objection? After all, they are responsible and responsive men. They cannot harm anyone without paying the penalty for it. It is in these circumstances that the ministry has thought fit placing before it the interest of the province to ask the special powers, and they are entitled to get them. Democracy has just been born. Let it stand firmly on its feet before taking it to task for its working. Calcutta is the largest city of India. Formerly, it commanded the leadership of this country. It should do so even now. But it is not the old Calcutta which held aloft the torch of leadership in the olden days. Nevertheless, there is one thing of which Calcutta can be proud. He has escaped the storm which affected other parts of India after partition, for in Calcutta had also given itself up to barbarity, the whole country would have been in flames. The spark which was when Calcutta had the taste of a general strike and direct action has not yet died down. We are not out of the wood. We have to take out Hindus and Sikhs from Sindh, for despite all assurances of protection, they cannot remain there for a day. Those assurances are empty words. Everybody knows that from a PN right up to the governor, there is not a Hindu or Sikh Sikh in the services. Authorities in Pakistan wish to compel people to stay. The present situation is thus fraught with difficulties. Only this morning I saw a long statement of a leader in which he had brought in Junagadh along with Kashmir, but there is no parallel. In regard to Kashmir, we say it is better to have an open fight than to have discussed warfare such as has been going on. It is for this reason that we have gone to the UNO to have the issue finally settled. But Junagadh things have settled themselves without a fight. The Diwan had asked for our intervention and the Nawab fled. The provisional government started from the Junagadh territory itself and did not get any support either from the Indian Dominion or from its population. There is therefore nothing common between Junagadh and Kashmir, but even then we have made it plain that a plebiscite should be the deciding factor in the Kashmir situation. But how can any plebiscites be held when fighting is going on? If we have ultimately to save Kashmir by the sword, where is the scope for plebiscite? I should like to make one thing clear, that we should not surrender an inch of Kashmir territory to anybody. As regards the controversy of a secular versus Hindu state, there can be no serious talk of a Hindu state. But one fact indisputable, there are 4 crores of Muslims in India, many of whom helped the creation of Pakistan. How can one believe that they will change overnight? The Muslims say that they are loyal citizens, and therefore why should anybody doubt their bona fides? To them I should say, why do you ask us? Search your own conscience. India only wishes to be left alone. I would tell Pakistan, you have now got Pakistan. I wish you to be happy. It is only when your teeth are sored that you need come back to us. You want to make Pakistan a heaven on earth. We ourselves welcome it, for after all we shall also benefit from it. Stop.